there, man. Give me a break.
Wide open. The hell are you doing?
Come on, John.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Let's go!
Oh my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump on Vince McMahon has happened at WrestleMania 23.
Let's go, Brandon.
My name is
All right, Section YY8 podcast coming back to you. A big week last weekend, big week coming up. So huge show this week. Day Ball may join us here in a little bit. He's down in Disney, so it's up in the air. But we've got a stacked squad here this week with us, a special guest that we'll get to here in a second. First up, we got Big Montana. He is having some internet troubles over in Mascot tonight, but he's trying to battle through it, record this pod, watch the Braves.
We're good. We're good.
You'll do it. Just keep pounding.
Keep pounding, baby.
Gavin is back with us this week. What's going on,
baby?
Gavin?
We're back.
We're back. Gavin texted me after the game and said, we're so back. Not just we're back, we're so back.
That's right.
And that's something if it's coming from Gavin. So
well-oiled machine.
I heard
and we're about to see it Saturday.
Special guest this week. You can see him on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. Harb is in the house. He made the trip down to the Bayou this week. What'd you think about it?
Man, them Cajuns know how to party. First of all, had a rough Friday night. That was a rookie move, but we powered through. Big win on the road. The most electric part of the weekend was walking out of the stadium.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. But it was. I mean, me and you walked out. Big Montana and Walker were out in front of us, but that was probably the most electric atmosphere leaving a game that I've experienced probably since the 2006 Georgia game in Athens. I bet it had to be. And I actually had that down in my notes to talk about here in a minute. But yeah, you're right. It was pretty loud in the concourse.
For sure.
So let's do a round table here, Gavin. We'll go around the table or the square as I'm looking at it here on TV or the computer. When was the last time, I was trying to think about this. When was the last time Tennessee went out, dictated their will, dominated a game like that this past weekend?
The last time,
it's hard to think about, isn't it?
the last time I remember us being that dominant, it was 1990 against Gators in the second half. We just came out and put our foot on their throat and didn't let up. But that was only a half though. It felt like we had control the whole time. It didn't feel like we were ever giving back.
That's what me and Harbin and Big Montana were talking about down there at the stadium. Like we came out and it was like the game was over.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And then those people leaving in the third quarter. That's what it looked like on the TV anyway. How did it look when y'all were there?
I'll let Big Montana and Harbin answer that question.
By halftime, the first drive after halftime, they's gone.
Yeah.
They was gone. They
There
didn't
was
want to be around it. They didn't want
a lot of them left after that first score, but then when we went up 37-7, everybody left. The rest of the crew there was gone.
Well, hell, kick. There was probably still, what would you guess, but at least 5,000 to 7,000 empty seats at kickoff.
Yeah. They said it was sold out, but people never came in.
And hell, we was up 14-0. What, like first or 10-0 first 4 or 5 minutes? I think a few of them just decided not to even walk in.
How was tailgating, if any?
Well, Big Montana got to do a little more tailgating than we did. The traffic was so bad going into Baton Rouge. We left my family lives in Mandeville, which is about 50-ish minutes from east of Baton Rouge. So we hit the road I swear it was like 7:03. So we said we were leaving at 7. It was 7:03. We stopped one time for like 5 minutes to get ice. We stopped another time for 10 minutes to pick up a parking ticket or a parking pass. We got stuck in cross country meet traffic at a park. Then we got stuck in game day traffic, taking all these back roads through Baton Rouge. It was miserable. It took us over almost 2.5 hours to get to Baton Rouge from Mandeville. We got there about 9:30. Well, it was almost 10 o'clock Central Time when we got there. So we didn't get to tailgate much, but we did tailgate after the game. We'll get Big Montana's thoughts on the game here in just a second, but I want to get Big Montana's thoughts on your new BFF you met in the stands this past weekend, which I did post a video of.
We met a young Christian man named Matt. You will know Matt from footage from College Game Day. He was the young man who had the power tee shaved in his chest, and he was on a mission Saturday to spread the message of Christ around the world, especially in Baton Rouge. He is a little bit confused, but I donated to the cause, to his mission, and he had a great day.
I posted a video on Twitter that I took of him. He loves the Vols. I love you, Vols.
Vols, baby.
I love you, Vols.
I love you, Vols. That was the best.
It was great. And there was a female there he really liked. Big Montana's watching the Braves game. I don't know what.
Sorry, guys. Listen, some of us have more than one team to cheer for in October, so it's a little bit different.
Well, me and Harb have been there before, so we feel you.
More time.
I got one right up there. See that banner, that pennant.
What's baseball?
Yeah. Hey, Gavin, I did send this to Gavin, getting off topic here, but they did say that the pitch clock has sped up game times in the minors. I know Gavin really liked that. He may go to a game next year now.
He might.
Doubtful.
Doubtful still?
Oh, yeah.
We got to get Gavin to go to something.
No.
Anything.
No.
Big Montana, what'd you think about the game Saturday?
I was really impressed, to be honest with you. I honestly thought we'd win by 10, 14, 17 points. I didn't think we'd win like that. I was not in my seat yet for the botched kickoff, so I didn't get to see how that started. But the next thing I knew, they were running the ball in the end zone. We were up 7-0.
Yeah.
And then it was just their 13 points or whatever they had. I mean, that game was a shutout. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. They didn't come out of the locker room.
No, they were still asleep. I kind of thought that might happen with 11 o'clock start, but they were still asleep. All right, Harb, you're up. What was your thoughts on Tiger Stadium, the beatdown that ensued? What'd you think?
Well, what section were we in? 638, 639, something like that?
We were 638 row W, so we were up there touching the sun.
Yeah, 638 was rocking. I'd say our section was probably 95% orange. But that opening kickoff, when they botched that, the life just got sucked out of the stadium completely. What little there was at 11 a.m. Then we punched it in, stopped them, got a field goal, and it was kind of like they tucked their tail between their legs, no pun intended. I mean, really.
Yeah, we've been. I was talking to Burkhart, who sat up there with us, and it's like, you know how when things are going bad, like the ball never bounces your way. The ball bounced Tennessee's way every time Saturday. If there was a fumble, it bounced right to us. The kickoff fumble bounced to us. Hooker got sacked. The ball bounced right to Jalen Wright. There was another fumble that Small had that just rolled out of bounds. So it's like everything right now is going our way, which is what happens to good teams. Sometimes you need some breaks. But Chad Grubb, listener to the show, said that Tennessee's playing like winners right now.
Yeah.
Like we're not playing afraid. We're not playing scared. We're going out and just like taking what we want.
Absolutely. I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
What I love to see. Also this weekend, I don't know about Big Montana's tummy, but my tummy was a wreck this past weekend with all the Cajun food we ate.
What all did you eat down there, Nease?
So on Thursday, Gavin's covering his face for some
Oh
reason.
no, you said a wreck, and I heard E-wreck. All right, so
the food maybe made us erect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, we're good.
I don't speak for Big Montana, but anyway, Thursday night I got to my cousin's house and we had gumbo, chicken, sausage, fantastic. Put potato salad on it. It's fantastic. I didn't know about it at first, but my cousin's husband was like, he's Cajun. He said, you got to put potato salad on there, however they say it. I did, and it was great. Let's see, Friday night or Friday afternoon, we went to some place by Lake Ponchartrain. I got a fried redfish sandwich. Fantastic. And then for dinner that night, my aunt made crawfish pasta. Fantastic. And then Saturday, I ate ham sandwiches on the way for breakfast. And then, of course, for lunch, we didn't really eat anything. But they had boudin balls at the tailgate, which I don't really know what's in them. Harbin had some. He was a little concerned because he's allergic to shellfish, right?
Yeah, going down to the Bayou when you're allergic to shellfish is not ideal.
No, but he ate it. He didn't choke or swell up or anything, so he survived. No shellfish.
We good, bro. We good.
And then Friday night, my aunt made barbecue. Just that vinegar barbecue, you know, North Carolina. They call it, I guess, Carolina barbecue. So it was pretty good. But I paid for it Saturday and Sunday. My stomach was a wreck. Coming back on the airplane Sunday afternoon, I was never so glad to hit the ground in Dallas. I wasn't going through the big D. I was going through the big D.
The big D.
Big dump, Gavin.
Oh, there we go.
Gavin, you were watching the game on TV. Did you watch it on TV?
Oh yeah.
Because I know you weren't there.
Facts.
Did it not sound like it was a Tennessee home game a little bit with the crowd noise?
It did. I seen Caleb Underwood on TV too many times.
I forgot Underwood dancing.
Yeah, and it was it just seemed like a home game. The only chance that I thought they really had was there in the second quarter. They just scored, or they were about to score. They hit a guy across the middle, and he just dropped the ball.
Dropped it, yeah.
And I was like, my God, they want their chance. It's over. It's curtains.
Let's talk about right before halftime.
Yeah.
What was Brian Kelly thinking before halftime going for it on 4th and 13?
What was he thinking taking the LSU job?
That's probably a better question, but I don't know what he was doing. Why not punt right there and pin Tennessee back with no timeouts on the clock?
It didn't seem to matter. We still drove the field.
The only thing I think of is he knew that we had ball at half, and I don't know the exact number, but us scoring first possession of the third quarter is very high. So I guess he was thinking, well, we better get it while we can, but it's still dumb regardless.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I think, and that's what Florida did. I mean, Florida went for it so many times on 4th down because I think they were afraid to punt the football. and give it up because they knew Tennessee was going to score. This is how explosive we are. I can't believe it, Gavin.
But it was just so dumb by him when he just allowed us to double dip anyway.
Yeah,
it was poor, very poor, very poor.
And I told Harb and Bowling and everybody else that's sitting with us, I felt like we left points on the table in the first half because we kicked 3 field goals?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 field goals. And
one of those field goals, the drive started on like the 20.
Yeah.
25. Yeah, we went 3 and out, kicked field goal.
And then we missed a field goal. It was a 51-yarder, but still he had plenty of leg on it, hit the upright. So that could have been 26-7 at halftime, but it really could have been in the 30s to 7 at halftime. So LSU was a little fortunate, I thought, but it ended up not mattering.
And they're in the second half where Hooker got hit, and I think he fumbled it. It went right to right, I think.
It was in the first half.
Well, he got hit. Did he get hit in the second half too? He got hit sometime.
He may have. I can't remember.
His shoulder wasn't the same. He was missing wide open guys.
That was right at the end of the first half because he missed like 2 guys in a row, and then he hit Brew McCoy for that to get him down there to kick that field goal right before the half. And I think he was fine after that. But yeah, I looked at Burkhart and I was like, man, he's missed like 3 or 4 throws in a row after that hit. Yeah. Like, I hope he's all right, but he figured it out.
He's fine. He was fine.
Everything was fine. I thought, like, I was telling my uncle after the game, like, how long it had been since we stayed in a stadium and the other team left. It reminded me of, like, when we're in Neyland and Bama comes in or Georgia comes in and they're just routing us and their fans are all, like, hanging out, celebrating after the game. Like, we finally got to do that for once. Like, and it was like, I bet there was 15,000 plus Tennessee, maybe 20 Tennessee fans down there.
It was a really cool picture after the game when everybody got into a little corner or whatever. It looked pretty nice. The upper deck seemed to be fairly full from what I could see.
Yeah, but, it was. We were up there near the top. So
you noticed I still got my hat sunburn on my forehead right here.
So my face started peeling right here today.
Yep.
Like, I was like, man, what is this? I said, why do I have dandruff on my face? And I was like, oh, I'm peeling. I'm still peeling. Gosh, I was so pumped after that game. Like, that was the first, like, time in years that I felt that excited after a football game, besides the Florida game in, like, 2016 or even the Florida game this year. But there's just something about going on the road in the SEC and winning a big game. And even though LSU may not be the LSU of the past, that's still a big win on the road.
For sure. Anytime you can go on the road in the SEC and win by 27 outside of like a Vanderbilt game, it's huge. It don't matter who you're playing. Don't matter what time it is either. Because, I mean, they've got talent on the field.
Harb went out on the town in Baton Rouge after. How was that atmosphere?
Let me tell you something. Fred's in Tigerland may be the most electric bar I've ever been into in my entire life.
I've heard a lot about Fred's.
I went down there with Landry and Undy and the boys they was with, and then them boys ended up leaving me and Undy unsupervised, so things went quick.
Never leave Harb and Undy unsupervised.
Undy looked at me with his trademark quote and said, "Let's get weird."
Let's get weird, baby.
it actually happened this time. It actually happened.
He texted me on, I think it was Thursday, and said, "Nease, are you ready to get weird?" I said, I've never been more ready to get weird in my life. Classic Undy.
At Fred's place, when we went at probably we got there probably about 4:30 Central Time. And by, I'd say 6, no exaggeration, there's probably 1,500 to 2,000 people in there.
Jeez. It looked packed from your pictures.
It was huge, too.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I've never been able to go over there, but I've been there 3 times now and never made it over there. But, yeah, I've always heard a lot about it. So glad you all got to go experience it. We would have went over there, but we had to drive back, staying in Mandeville. So we got caught in traffic going back. It was another like hour and a half drive. Just there's so much effing traffic everywhere.
Joe Biden.
Thanks, Joe.
I will say though, I had probably about 20 to 25 LSU fans come down and say that our fan base was the best partiers that had been down to Baton Rouge in a very, very long time. Like I had a bunch, and I was like, man, y'all are damn going off after y'all lost by 27. What would this place look like if y'all had beat us? And he was like, man, it's kind of dead tonight. And I'm like, y'all are wild, dog. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, see, I think a lot of fan bases say that, but I've been to Oklahoma, Oregon, and Texas A&M, and all three of those places said the same thing to me that you said LSU fans were saying, that we have the best. Like when we went to Oregon, we had multiple Oregon fans tell us that was the most away fans they'd seen at a game there besides Oregon State, which is like 20 minutes up the road from Eugene. But my uncle said it best a few weeks ago. He said, God help everybody if we get good again.
Right.
And it's
gonna
I think it might be here.
So we parked. We got there at like I guess 9:30, and we took 10 steps out of the car, and these guys started inviting us over to their big RV tailgate, and all. They were extremely nice. I mean, you know, everybody's talking trash, but everybody's laughing. But I mean, man, we got there at 9, and the group that we went to, they's already taking naps. It was a wild time.
Yeah, that place. Then after the game, they were still. I mean, there was a lot of tailgates going after the game. Of course, it was an 11 a.m. game there. It's noon for us, but you know, we've done that afternoon games before where we've gone back and tailgated and partied for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So
yeah,
I fully expect if Tennessee wins this Saturday, which we'll talk about here in a second, that we do that Saturday night, that we just don't leave the parking lot. We just stay there until they kick us out.
Well, I'm driving, so deal.
Deal.
You got cigars yet?
No, I'm going to go either tonight's Wednesday, so I'm going to go Thursday or Friday and pick up some.
I got a 5-pack of cheapos that I'm bringing in.
Well, I might buy one from you.
Well, I've got plenty. I've got tons of them, so don't worry about it.
I haven't bought a cigar. I haven't bought a real cigar since the 2015 game for this game, because I had no hope that we were ever going to win this game. So, but this is the first time I feel. We'll just dive into it here. Tennessee, Alabama this weekend. They're number 3. We're number 6. I think it's the first time both teams are in the top 10 since it's either 88 or 89. I think it was 88. But this is the first time I feel like going and like confidently buying a cigar and thinking like, I might get to smoke this after the game. The last time I thought we might have a shot was 2015. And we kind of almost won that game. It took an Alabama drive. I can't remember who their quarterback was, but they had to drive like last minute to score.
Right.
But yeah, we had them on the ropes then, Butch Jones, and we lost. But this is the first time since then that I felt like I'm going to go buy a cigar and I have a legitimate chance to light this thing up and smoke it after the game.
I was thinking the same thing earlier today. Hell, I've never bought a cigar before the Alabama game, which I'm kind of showing my age right there. But hell, I mean, like it's just like normally I'm not even nervous for the Bama game. I'm just like, oh, here we go. Hope we make it look respectable. Like I've got some jitters. I'm feeling it.
When was the last time we beat Bama?
2006. I was in college.
I didn't have an iPhone the last time Tennessee beat Bama.
Nobody did.
Wow.
I was in the 3rd grade.
I was still on MySpace.
That's right.
I mean, think about it. Like Harbin's a little bit younger than us. Or you and Gavin are the same age, aren't you?
Gavin's a year ahead of me, yeah.
You're ahead of you. But think about those two guys. And I think about some kids I know that just graduated high school. They have
Zero.
I mean, they were alive when Tennessee beat them last time, I think, but they didn't. They weren't of the what's the age of what is that
Consent.
bowling? The age of consent.
Whoa.
No, it's
I'm closing my screen. Y'all see y'all
not
later.
what I was.
We're done. Close up shop. YY8 out.
I don't know the word. Not age of
accountability.
Age of accountability. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, those are the
Just think, I don't know if he listens to the show. Tanner Humphrey, he's 18. He can't remember Tennessee ever beating big UT fan. He can't ever remember Tennessee beating Alabama. But just think, all these kids that have grown up have never seen Tennessee beat Alabama, and they don't understand what this game this Saturday means, the third Saturday in October. Like, this was when I was growing up, Florida was big, but this was the game. Like, you wanted to win. I remember the first Tennessee Alabama game I went to. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. 1996, Tennessee had beaten Alabama the year before in Legion Field. Remember play number 1, 660 Bass, Manning to Kent. But we beat them here in Knoxville 20-13. Jay Graham broke an 80-yard run in the fourth quarter, and we had to hold off Freddie Kitchens driving the Crimson Tide down the field in the rain. And Peyton Manning and Joey Kent, Jay Graham, and all those guys beat the Tide for the second year in a row. That was my first Alabama game, but I just remember going to that game and, like, it was so big, like Tennessee playing Alabama. And that was the game back then. It's lost a lot of its luster because we won 7 in a row, and then they've dominated us ever since then, and we've not been good. And it's kind of lost its luster, but I'm glad it's back on the national stage. It's where it belongs. And I don't want to see this game go away. I know it sucks that we have to play Alabama, Georgia, and Florida every year, but I don't know. It's just something like these are the two traditional powers in the SEC, and I just hate to see this game go away, but I'm glad it's back where it's supposed to be this weekend.
Me too.
I left y'all speechless.
Me too. I'm you know, I don't know if we have enough gas to beat Alabama. I don't know if our defense can hold up, but I mean, it's nice that we're in a position that we can. I mean, I'm fairly confident. Lines dropped 7.5, 7 points. Seems people are betting on Tennessee. I think the Vols got a good chance. I mean, I think I don't want to say it's, but you know, I think we're around 40% maybe. You know, interception here, boys. Interception there. Get it 14-0. Don't let off. I mean, we're going to score some points. Hopefully, have they said if Young's going to play yet or not?
No, I was about to bring that up.
So
there's no way they announce that until game time.
No. So the thing about it is, like they said against Texas A&M, that he was available for emergency situations. Well, buddy, they about got beaten by Texas A&M. That was an emergency. They didn't play.
Yeah.
So I think he's hurt a lot worse than what he really is. So
that AC joint injury that he's got is not an easy thing to come back from.
Good.
Nagging.
If he does play, I don't wish bad upon anybody, but I hope that they hit him. Put him out of the game, man. Whoop his ass.
I think if he plays, I'm more apt to pick Alabama just because our secondary is a little suspect. But if he doesn't play, Tennessee wins this game Saturday.
Woo, baby, I love it.
Gavin, actually, let's start with Harb here. Vols are back. Both you and Gavin have said that. Do they win this Saturday? What happens this Saturday?
Well, it's contingent on a few things. The thing that I'm most interested in seeing is how our front seven holds up against their run game. Because our front seven is the best part of our defense. We all know our secondary has issues, but if we can contain Jahmyr Gibbs and if Bryce Young plays or that Melrose kid, if we can keep them in the pocket and not get out and create opportunity with their legs, how we hold up in the passing game, hopefully it makes it a little bit easier if Alabama knows they have to pass it. Offensively, I might sound a little cocky here, but I ain't worried about scoring at all. Like,
Me either.
Yeah, I mean, like 27-28 is like bare minimum in my head. Like I feel like we're a walking 30 to 40 piece no matter who we walk on the field against. It's just a matter if we can stop them. So
yeah, I think somebody said Tennessee, I can't remember, it was on CBS. They said Tennessee's got to score 40 to win. I don't think they got to score 40 to win, especially if Bryce Young doesn't play. If Bryce Young plays, maybe so, but
I'll tell you the one thing I saw about an hour ago on the phone that scared me pretty good. According to BetMGM, 94% of the handle is on Tennessee.
Good.
So that's either really, really good or really, really bad. I don't know which one.
Did you all see what Stephen A. Smith said today?
Mm-mm.
He basically said this is the first time in years that he sat at the table and said, I don't think Alabama will win a game this weekend. He said, most of the time I get up there and I'm like, oh, Alabama will win. He's like, not this weekend. He said, I don't think Alabama wins this game. So there's a lot. I mean, nationally, there's a lot of people that are on the Tennessee train, which Alabama's been here and done that, guys. Like, they're not going to be intimidated by Hendon Hooker, and I don't think Tillman's going to play again. Maybe he will, but I'm not worried about him not playing, to be honest. Our receivers have been fine. Brew McCoy stepped up, Hyatt, all those guys. But the Alabama is not going to be intimidated. But we just need to come out, like listener of the show, John Doty says, come out, play fun, have fun, play loose, see what happens. Gavin, what do you think?
That's right. As long as I'm not really worried about offense at all. Defense doesn't really scare me. It's just who's their quarterback going to be. If Bryce Young's in the game, then I feel like they can challenge us kind of on our secondary, and that kind of doesn't make me feel too comfortable. But at the same time, is he going to be 100%? Probably not. So I'd kind of like my chances. I kind of want to roll the dice with him out there. And if he starts getting hit, I think he's just going to be done.
So go ahead, Big Montana.
One thing. So we're talking about, what Bama can do, what points they want to score up, how many points they want to put up. They wanted to beat Texas A&M by 90 this past weekend. Like the offseason issues and the comments made, Nick Saban would have beat him by 50 if he could. They couldn't do it. A lot better football team than Texas A&M. And I think that it's going to be close. I think it's going to be under 30 points, both teams. And I think it's going to come down to the last 3 minutes of the game.
Gavin, you usually have some pretty good jokes about Kentucky. Do you have any cousin jokes about Alabama you want to share with us?
No. I think I'll hold off. I'll hold off for now. I seen a sign on a frat house today.
Yeah. There's been some really good signs on frat houses this week. One about rugs.
Kicking your sister in the jaw.
What was the pumpkin? What do Alabama fans do? They pumpkin.
Yeah. How do you circumcise a Alabama fan? You kick his sister in the jaw.
Oh my God.
That was going to be my one. But
I hadn't seen that one. That was great.
It was already used, so I'm not going to use somebody else's. But that was going to be my one. I wrote down, so that's all I had.
I'm looking up Tennessee. I'm trying to see where Tennessee's at total defense wise, because last year I think we were like 90th or something like that. Maybe we're still down there. I don't know.
I could be very wrong, but I want to say earlier I saw that we were the number 17th scoring defense in the country.
So total defense, we're 87th. But that factors in a lot of things. Let's see scoring defense real quick here. I can pull it up.
Could be wrong. I want to say I saw 17th in a major category. I just can't remember which one it was.
Scoring defense, this is on NCAA.com. They have us 22nd. Average of 17.80 points a game. We've given up 89 points this year. Just in front of Texas, just behind UAB. So I was going to look up third down percentage defense. Tennessee was like 17th going into the Florida game. that game hurt a little bit. I thought they did pretty well Saturday against LSU. They are tied for 32nd with Arkansas State. Butch, 32% third down defense. But yeah, I think Tennessee defensively, their front seven's killing it right now. Jeremy Banks, Elijah Simmons up front, Byron Young. Ooh, Jesus, you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, I think front seven's killing it right now. 5 sacks on Saturday at LSU. So, man, they're killing it right now. I just wish the secondary was there with them, but I mean, they would be elite right now if that secondary, which I thought they played all right Saturday against LSU, but LSU didn't push the ball down the field. They didn't really threaten to throw the ball downfield much at all.
No, once I got down by a couple scores, it was almost like they was playing conservative in a weird way. They wouldn't throw it down the field. They kept trying to dink and dunk, and they got a few. The thing that concerns me the most going into the Bama game is we gave up, off the top of my head, at least 3 third down conversions of over like 8 or 9 yards. Like, if you get Bama to third and long, you're got to get that defense off the field because they already spend too much time out there as it is.
Yeah, and they gave up a little concerning there in the first half. I mean, we're nitpicking here, but they did give up like 3rd and 14 or something like that. But anyways, they got to clean that up a little bit. So let's get our final predictions for the game. I'm going to start with Big Montana. What's your score prediction? Who wins?
I'm going to say 31-24 Tennessee.
31-24 Tennessee.
Yep.
First time, and you're going to be lighting up a cigar after the game in the C8 parking lot.
We are going to.
No. Before we go any further, I'm going to stop you. If we win this game, we're lighting those effing cigars in the stadium.
Oh, I'm taking them in with you.
Take a lighter because Bama does that all the time.
Absolutely.
In the stadium.
Section 00 will have some damn Cuban smoke in it. I promise you.
Yes.
If we win.
Yes.
Section Z11 will have smoke. So we're bringing the smoke. So Big Montana has the Vols winning. Harb, what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea what to expect. I know it's not gonna get out of hand either way. I don't think. I'm gonna go with my heart and say 38-34 Vols, and the goalposts make a trip down Cumberland Avenue and end up in the Tennessee River.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about.
And I will be with that parade. I can promise you that.
I'll let you young bucks handle that, but
yeah, I'm too old.
But I will. God, I actually might go over there. I don't know. We'll see. Big Montana did threaten to run on the field shirtless after the Florida game. Maybe he'll do it this weekend.
True.
If we
You
win.
never know, boys. You never know.
You never know what may happen. Gavin, what do you think?
You still have your shirt on, so I don't think it's too much of a possibility.
For the Florida game, Bowling was shirtless on here, but for this game, he's got a polo on.
Hey,
he's on the couch
guys,
watching the Braves.
The thing about it is, you got to act like you've been there before. And so,
well, I haven't.
Harb and Gavin haven't. So
I heard that. Take your shirt off.
Before we get Gavin's prediction, Big Montana, what was your first Alabama game, and was it a win or a loss?
My first Alabama game was probably, I think it was either 97 or 98. It was Peyton Manning's. It wasn't 95 for the year they first beat them. I think it was 90. Was it 97 that was at home?
97 was on the road.
Okay, it's 98 then. So
that's P. Martin.
My first UT game was the UCLA game in 94, 96.
96.
96 was my first team. And I probably went to 3 or 4 every year since then until I got to high school.
Yeah, the 90s.
I would say
Sorry, we thought you were done. You're breaking up.
You're mine, right?
Gavin, can you translate that?
No clue.
Come on again. Come on again. It was 98. I guess.
Say it again.
My first year was a UCLA game in 96. And my first time game was 98, I guess.
Good season. I mean, Tennessee went 10-2, lost to Memphis State that year. But yeah, that was that UCLA game, I think, was the second game after they added on to the upper deck, the north end zone upper deck. All right, Gavin. Time to move on to you.
Yeah, they get flat.
All right, so I think the Vols are going to win. It's going to be a close one, 34-28.
34-28. All right. So
Field
Gavin,
goals,
will you
sadly.
smoke a cigar at the house?
Yeah, in my living room, right behind me, actually.
So I tagged, let me pull it up here on Twitter today, Jabari Davis, Juice Davis. You know, he's got a cigar company or something.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I tagged Gavin in it.
Yeah.
Because and I'll read it to you, and in case you all haven't seen it. God, where is it? Well, maybe I didn't. Thought I did.
You did. You tagged me in it.
Oh, here it is. Reminder this weekend for you rookie VFL smokers. Cigars are not cigarettes. The flavor is meant to be savored, not inhaled. Yeah, that's a rookie mistake. Take your time when smoking and drinking. Too much of both will have you throwing up and ruin your weekend. That's the emoji throwing up. But yeah, y'all be.
I was going to ask, could you not pronounce vomit?
Well, I could have. I like froze there for a second when I saw that. I couldn't think of the word to say, but yeah, all you rookies out there, if Tennessee wins and you smoke a cigar, do not inhale. Just let it like float in your mouth. Just enjoy it.
Pause.
What she said. Harb, have I got your score yet?
Whoa.
Yeah, I said 38-34.
Sorry, I'm getting forgetful in my old age. All right, here's my pick. I'm going to make – this is kind of cheating, but I'm going to make 2 because I don't know if Bryce Young's playing or not.
Boo!
If Bryce Young,
only get one.
Listen,
Only get one. Only get one.
But what if Bryce Young – we don't know his status. I think I said
What if
this.
the world ends? What if Neyland falls down after we win? Whatever.
Neyland could fall down if we do win.
What a way to go.
I'll come down there if Neyland does fall.
Will you come look?
That?
Will you
That's
come
a mortal
look?
walk.
Will you come look for me and Harb and Big Montana in the road?
That's right. And if I can't find you, I'll just pick up a goalpost and walk out.
Gavin will be like a first responder looking through the rubble.
And I just pick up a goalpost. Don't even check for nobody, just the goalpost, and I'm back to my crib.
Just put a flag up. It says R.I.P. Nease, Harb, Big Montana, and whoever else. We went out on top.
That's right.
All right. Since I'm being put on the spot here,
that's right. I'm
going to say Alabama wins, but Alabama wins by a field goal late. I'm telling you all, if Bryce Young doesn't play,
yeah, man, we're winning.
If Bryce Young doesn't play, Tennessee wins this game. If he plays, it's going to be back and forth, and I don't know if we're ready for that stage yet. I don't know. I hope we are. I want to win. I promise I'm going to be there screaming, yelling, doing my part. I want to win. I'm not afraid to win, but if I had to make a pick, I just don't think we're there yet. Alabama's been there, done that. They got the horses. They got the depth. I don't know.
I don't know if we're quite there yet either, but I will say that it just feels so much different than the semi-recent. When I say semi-recent, I'll say the last 15, 16 years. Like, I remember waking up for the Florida game. Normally on Florida game, like my stomach's in knots, but I woke up chilling. I was like, why are we nervous? Like, there ain't no point in being nervous. Better than them. And I
felt that same way about the Gators game. I thought we were the better football team there. I also, Gavin, I picked Tennessee to lose to LSU preseason. So what do I know?
You did.
What do I know?
Boys,
Sad.
Nease is laying down the balls. I'm gonna lay down on Nease.
Olin's laying. Big
Yes,
Montana's
sir.
laying down on his
Yes,
couch.
sir.
Heard that.
Age to consent and whatever Nease said, that's what she said a minute ago. And now Big Montana's laying on the couch.
Show's
Nease
spiraling
is
out of
laying down on the
control.
balls. I'm laying down on Nease.
So,
Yes, sir.
the so done with football talk here. MLB playoffs are going on, Gavin. I know you stayed up all night watching Dodgers and Padres last night, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Big
I fell
baseball
asleep.
guy.
The Dodgers turned a very beautiful double play there. I can't remember what inning it was. It's like 5th, 6th inning, but Braves lost on Tuesday. They're playing right now. I think they're up 3-0, I think.
Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, up 3-0.
So Braves looking to even that up. We won't talk to Gavin. I know Harb's a baseball guy. Me and Big Montana are baseball guys. Like, who y'all got going to the World Series?
I think it's going to be the Braves in Houston again.
I don't know. I do know that since my Sox haven't made it, I've turned into an honorary Seattle Mariners fan for the month. Hopefully it's not for a few days, but that team's electric. Seattle is an electric sports city. They care a lot. With that being said, though, the AL is a toss-up. In the NL, I have a hard time seeing anybody besides the Dodgers or the Braves make it out. AL, hell, you can throw them all in a bag and shuffle it, and you get one of them. Honestly,
I don't know. I think the Astros and Dodgers are just. I like the Braves. I think they're good. I think there's some other teams that have got issues in the back. The Dodgers got issues the back end of their bullpen. The Phillies have got issues back into their bullpen. There's not that like closer out there for any of these teams really. But I just like the Astros and the Dodgers probably. I think that Braves Dodgers series, if both of them get to the NLCS, will be the one to watch. And Yankees Astros could be pretty good too. I think Houston's better than the Yanks, but I don't know. Yanks can hit, man. Last night Rizzo hit a bomb, and it just made me miss him so much because I thought the Cubs should have kept him and built around him, but they
you know what I hate about
effed
the
around
Dodgers?
and found out.
You know what I hate about the Dodgers? They don't use their farm system. They just go get whoever they want. They don't do it like everybody else. I think that's BS.
Yankees used to be like that. I mean, I don't know. Mookie Betts wasn't there. Of course, Freddie Freeman. Kershaw, I think, he came up through their system. And I think, did Muncy come up through there? But Trey Turner didn't. Bellinger did, I think. But yeah, they spend a lot of money. I was reading some stuff about Aaron Judge, like where he may go. And they, of course, had the Dodgers on there and the Yankees. They had a surprising team was the Giants because that's where he grew up. But I think the Angels were on there too. But
I'd like to see I'd like to see Judge pull a little villain move and make the drive over to Beantown. That'd be
Can you
hilarious.
imagine him playing 81 games at Fenway?
Oh my God!
That short porch out there and left. God.
Yeah.
Well, the whole reason Red Sox fans started talking about it, there was a picture that surfaced of Judge. It probably came out like three or 4 years ago, but it was him in a Red Sox hat and a Red Sox shirt at a little party. So Red Sox fans have taken that picture and ran away with it. I think it's mostly trolling, but
yeah. Gavin, you look bored over there.
Very.
What about NASCAR, Nease?
God,
You're gonna go take a piss. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch NASCAR last weekend because I was traveling back. My driver's out of it. Kevin Harvick, he got eliminated after the first round. Let's see the standings here. Chase Elliott's still in first. Let's see. They're down to 8. Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Hamlin, and Briscoe. But yeah, they've got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 races left. One thing I want to talk about, Tennessee basketball started, and this team could be, here we go. I'm bringing Gavin back in. We gave you a little break. Tennessee basketball, I see some of the preseason polls have him like between 15 and 20. But I saw a tweet right before we got on here to record this. Jimmy Dykes, ESPN analyst, said, will be an interesting vote at SEC Media Day next week. I've seen Razorbacks, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee all practice. Could make a strong argument for any of those three to be voted preseason number 1 in the SEC. Did you all see the highlight of Julian Phillips hammering down on Meshack yesterday at practice? They had a pro day over there. He did a little jab step to the left, put the ball on the floor one time, and tomahawked over Meshack. That kid might have a good year for us. Interested to see what Tennessee does at point guard after losing Kennedy Chandler. They've got B.J. Edwards coming in, Zakai Ziegler, of course, Vescovy still there. Vescovy, whatever. I don't remember what we call him in mascot, but yeah, this Tennessee basketball team could be really good again this year.
Here's a little side note. Can you remember a time, if any time, that all of our major sports programs for the University of Tennessee have been this good at the same time?
98.
Okay.
God, my power just flashed on. Did y'all see that?
Oh, yeah. Damn, y'all right over there.
Ghost.
Balls are back.
98. Tennessee men's basketball team won the SEC East. Tennessee football won the national title. Lady Vols won the national title. That's the last time. Baseball had Delmonico back then. They were all right.
Yeah.
But no, you look at every Tennessee sport. We were talking about this today at work. Every Tennessee sport right now at the University of Tennessee is thriving. I don't know what. I know it's Danny White a little bit, but some of these coaches were already there. I think he's come in and said, y'all win or you're out. And if you win, we're going to incentivize it. And they are winning right now. Golf is good. Men's tennis is good. I think women's tennis was all right. Women's soccer is good. Track and field's doing better. And of course, you got baseball winning the SEC title. Men's and women's basketball is doing fairly well. And now football is doing good. I sent my uncle a text the other day. I hung a flag up, and I've had it for a while. It's a Tennessee flag on my house, and it's really faded. But I hung it up back in like January, February. And since I hung that up, we've won a SEC basketball title, SEC baseball title. Football is 5-0. Not a coincidence.
The flag ain't coming.
No, I ain't taking it down. But yeah, I think I'm really excited about Tennessee basketball coming up this year. I know waiting on Big Montana to insert a second round Rick joke or something coming up, but
listen, he's great until about March the 18th.
Let's win that SEC title again.
Yes.
Let's win them both this year. Let's win the regular season and
I agree.
It's going to be so hard to do. Arkansas is going to be really good this year, and so is Kentucky. Yep. So I don't think Alabama is going to be as good this year, but I'm interested to see if somebody like Ole Miss gets better under Kermit Davis. I keep waiting on them to get better, and they're just not doing it. I thought he would have them playing a little better at this point. I don't know what Florida's going to be like after the coaching change. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Auburn with Bruce down there. So
Mississippi State's always semi-sneaky. So.
Yeah, and they'll have a new coach. There's Bruce. Yeah, when I was in Auburn a couple weeks ago, they showed Bruce on the Jumbotron, their video board, and I was like, man, I miss Bruce, but I love Rick. So, but everybody in the stadium went Bruce. Even I was yelling Bruce. So, all right, well, I can't think of anything else to ramble on about.
Turn the tide.
Turn the tide.
Yes.
Turn the tide.
Crimson Tide.
Our time is now. Hit John Cena's music when we run through the tee.
Hey, I don't know if I sent it to you, Hard, but I sent a Snapchat yesterday, and it's like, this is me walking into Z11, and it was Dave Batista coming out. He does that thing where fireworks are going off. That's me walking in Neyland Stadium this Saturday. Big Montana, what time are we tailgating this weekend?
But 8 o'clock. You're the one that cried about it, not me.
Well, I may not be here at 8 o'clock, but if I am, I'll be there right there with you. But 8 o'clock.
Okay, good.
So we're
probably 11.
What?
I heard 11.
Probably
I heard
10 or
11, and that was the what?
Sorry,
Start over.
11.
Oh, 11. So we're tailgating at 11.
Maybe.
I will be in lot C8 with you boys.
Harbin's going to be there. I want to invite everybody to C8 this Saturday. Need Undy there. Need Landry there. Brett, Marshall.
Yeah, bring
Marshall there. Let's get big Marshall down there. But yeah, it's going to be a rocking party Saturday in the C8 parking lot on the corner of Lake Loudon and Philip Fulmer. Gavin's idol. Sorry. Lake Loudon and Volunteer, not Philip Fulmer. Philip Fulmer's down the street.
Good. He should be.
The moment we will know that Tennessee is officially back is when Chad Grubb makes his way to C8.
Oh, that reminds me. I think I shared this with you all. Grubb did text us, and he's been off the. He could care less about Tennessee football here in recent years. Like we can barely get him to like watch games on TV. He just doesn't care. But we got a text from Chad Grubb Saturday after the game. It says, "I think I may be back." And we all said, yes. He said, "I'm learning players' names and shit. I'm back." And he said, "Great effort. They're playing like winners." They bowed that neck. And then we never heard from him again. So
put it on a T-shirt. They bow that neck.
Bow that neck. That's what my papa used to say. I was pitching. Yeah, bow that neck.
Speaking of putting quotes on a T-shirt, did y'all see Garner's quote yesterday? As either today or he said there's three things that don't lie in this world: the film, the mirror, and the Bible.
Woo! Bowling about Big Montana about rolled off the couch right there.
That's my
Let's
dog.
Go. What about Matt Harbin in 638 when he said, "I go to church"?
Oh yeah. Quote of the day, and I think it's held up through the entirety of Saturday. He's drunker than Cooter Brown. And Mayor Bowling called him our brother in Christ, and he said, "Yes, brother in Christ." He said, "Hellfire, I go to church."
Here, I'm gonna play the video so y'all can hear it and see it. Maybe, well, I'll at least play the audio here. I love you, balls. There he is. Where's the camera at? There's our boy Matt. There's Big Montana. Here, I'll play it again.
I love you, Vols. My man's also smoked bare minimum 3 Marlboro Lights inside the segment.
Remember when he turned around and he was just going, he was getting a lighter.
I need a effing lighter.
And he first never communicated that. He just turned around and was doing that. And we were like, what the shit is he doing? But then he finally said, "Anybody got a lighter?" And he had an Adidas Casey Clausen jersey on. Beautiful. And then he had a Tennessee 1998 National Champions Fiesta Bowl hat on, which beautiful. I wouldn't have been wearing. I would have had it over here in my museum behind us. But
I completely forgot. I ran into him at Fred's.
Oh, no way. How was he?
Honestly, better shape than he was at the game. He was a little bit more coherent. He had a madame
a little bit
LSU. He had a little blonde LSU sorority girl with him. He was having the time of his life. They was dancing.
He didn't have Mary with him.
No. He moved over to greener pastures.
He liked Mary that sat in front of us. So.
God. walked up to him and I said, "My dog," and he had this look on his face like, "I don't know if I know who you are."
I'm sure he didn't. I found this real quick before we get out of here. TicketIQ.com, Tennessee versus Alabama, ticket price by level. Upper level right now on this site, the cheapest ticket's $455 for this Saturday. Lower level, cheapest ticket on that site is $558. I haven't looked on StubHub or anything, but I know Day Vol won't be there this weekend. He has sold his tickets, Big Montana, so we won't see him. He said, "I don't know what you're going to get." Like, he didn't know who bought them. So we could have two Bammers sitting next to us. And if we do, I might Triple H pedigree one of them.
What a joke.
I might put one of them in. What was a badass Billy Gunn's finisher? The Famouser. I might put a Bama fan in the Famouser on the concrete bleachers there. But yeah, I think he made almost probably his season ticket money back by selling those.
It'd be a great week for us to get free Skybox tickets.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Come on, Angie.
No, I've already, like, that's not because my uncle, for those that know him or don't know him, he brings guests with him from other teams sometimes. Georgia, he had a couple Gators up there earlier this year. He's going to have two Bammers up there this weekend. They're actually students at the University of Alabama.
So they're idiots.
I like these kids. They're good kids. They're just
that's still a little chicken shit, though.
They're a little disturbed, but it's my uncle's best friend's kids, so they kind of go way back. So he invited them up to come to the game, but I'll be with them Saturday. They're crashing here at the studios Saturday night.
No wonder you picked Bama. Golly, you didn't invite them at your house?
I didn't invite them. I was told they're staying here.
You're housing these Bammers? God,
I've stayed in there. I got to stay in their apartment in 2019, literally a stone's throw away from Bryant-Denny Stadium. So, trying to return the favor, Gavin.
Ooh.
That's Southern hospitality.
You're just getting into the double wides down there. That's rough.
Gavin, what's your plans for Saturday? Me and Big Montana and Harbor are going to be at the game. What are you going to be doing?
The same exact thing on for every game day. I'm going to sit in my same exact spot and drink I'm going to wear the same exact clothes and watch the game by myself.
So
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Little stitious.
Yeah.
So you don't have you don't go to somebody's house for a watch party? Nobody here? Interesting.
If we win, I follow the pattern. If we lose, then I mix it up.
Change it up.
Hey, I will say I've went to every game but the Pitt game, and I've wore the same exact outfit. And obviously I'm undefeated. So you'll see me in that striped polo and khaki shorts. I don't give a damn how cold it gets. That's what I will be wearing.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wear the same thing I've been wearing: my smoky gray shorts, my Nike polo, my Vols hat. I might bring a light jacket, just to knock keep my voice warm if it gets a little chilly. I don't think we'll need it though, because it's supposed to be 75 Saturday and then the low's 55, but it ain't gonna be a low of 55 at 7:00. So I doubt I'll even need that.
Especially with a lit cigar in mouth.
Oh, baby.
I just hope we don't smoke. If we win, I hope we don't smoke cigars like the Alabama kid that me and my uncle. So my uncle's a really good friend, his son, I think he's probably graduated by now, but he was in a fraternity down there at Alabama. And we went after the game, we went and found the kid, and he was smoking a cigar and it was soaking wet. Like it was like he deep throated it or something. I don't know what was going on. It was like slobber all over it. And my uncle has a great picture of him. If you're down there Saturday, ask my uncle if he's got the picture of the Alabama kid smoking the cigar. It is fantastic. So, but I hope, if you're listening to this podcast, I challenge Chad Grubb right here, right now, to come to the tailgate this Saturday. We'll see if he's really back or not. He's probably going to be down by the river trying to catch that beaver he's been looking for. I think his brother-in-law, or no, it's not his brother-in-law. His sister-in-law's husband caught one of the beavers. I don't know if y'all saw that on Instagram yesterday. Grubbs had a beaver infestation at his riverfront property, and his sister-in-law's husband had it by the damn tail, holding it up. So they got one of them. I think there's another one they're trying to get, but Grubbs probably going to be beaver hunting this weekend. Well, you won't come to the game, but no, we need everybody down there in C8 this weekend. Biggest tailgate of the year. If you need anything hauled down there, call Big Montana. We're probably out of room.
Probably. I've got 4 coolers so far. We can stack them up. Listen,
I'm going to have 2. So I'm going to have 2. So you'll have 6.
It's all right.
We'll make it work. We always figure it out. All right. Well, I'm starting to feel, I don't get nervous till about Thursday or Friday, and it's almost Thursday. So I'm starting to get that feeling, that queasy feeling in my stomach. So it's almost time. This is one of the biggest games we're going to be at in a very, very long time. I'm trying to sit here and think of the last time there was a game that got close to this was probably in Neyland, was probably the 2006 Florida game. Tebow was a freshman. Chris Leak was quarterback. We actually should have beat him and we lost. But that 06 game was pretty big. The big game we went to that we lost was the 05 Florida game the next year. I don't remember what. I'm trying to look up and see what both teams were ranked real quick. But yeah, I think this is the biggest game in a very, very long time. See, Florida was number 6, Tennessee was number 5. Florida won 16-7 in 2005. Let's see, 2006. I think both teams were ranked pretty high, but maybe not top 10. Tennessee was 13. Florida was number 7. So that was a pretty big game. But Alabama 3, Tennessee 6. This is about as big as it gets for a regular season football game.
Fired up.
How are y'all going to prep for the game Friday night?
I'm probably going to Braves, and or going to the Carter High School football
game. Carter doesn't play.
Oh, never mind.
So I saved you a trip somewhere. No, Carter's on a bye this week. They got South Dole and Fulton to finish out the season.
Oh, I thought they played this week.
No, this is their one and only bye week.
Well, I'm gonna watch the Braves. So
all right. Well,
I'll be at work pouring beers for the good people of Sevier County.
You might be busy. You might be busy Friday night, Harb.
Hell yeah. A few Bammers have already started to roll in to Sevierville.
Wonder what they were driving, Gavin.
Their sister's car.
Right.
Riding in a bus up here, probably.
Yeah, they took a Greyhound up.
They went over to the new Greyhound station there at that what is it, like a Citgo or something in North Knoxville, or a Shell station. God, can you imagine riding a Greyhound?
Can you imagine being a Bama fan?
Can you?
When I was trying to figure out a decent way to get down to Baton Rouge before I figured something out, a bar regular of mine was like, "Hell, look, see what the ride on a Greyhound would be." So for shits and giggles, I looked at it, and it was going to be an 18-hour ride that left Knoxville at 4 a.m.
Oh and my God!
It would be $224.
Jeez, I was going to say, I was wondering if Harv was about to say he looked into riding a megabus down there. Do they still have those?
I don't think so.
They're not in Knoxville anymore. I know that. I remember they had that ride from Atlanta to Knoxville, like $10. I remember Burkhart used to do that a lot when he was living down there. He'd just ride up here for $10 there and $10 back, $20. All right, well, everybody get your minds right this weekend. A huge game. Tennessee number 6, Alabama number 3. Get your minds right. It's a big game. Appreciate everybody listening. What was that?
Turn the tide.
Turn the tide. God, I want to beat them so bad. This is the game I've wanted for so long. Like, I want to beat Alabama. I'm glad we beat Florida. Don't get me wrong. We need to win this football game. It's not a must win, but I want it. I want it.
Nease,
I need it.
I have a question.
Okay.
Would you rather lose to Bama and beat Georgia, win the East, and go to Atlanta, or beat Bama this weekend and lose to Georgia?
Wow.
Isn't that
Man,
one wild?
Yeah, I'd like to. If we, yeah. I mean, I would
So,
like.
if I could dial it up the way I wanted it, if we had to lose one,
Lose
lose
Georgia.
to Bama Saturday, beat Georgia, go to the SEC championship, rematch against Bama, beat Bama, playoff bound.
Because we're
beating Bama twice. Beating Bama twice would be rough.
No, he's right. If we lose, like, this is a game that we can lose and be okay with, because we're definitely not losing to Kentucky, right, Gavin?
That's a fact. Kentucky sucks, and they always suck. They will forever suck. They're epitome of suck. I hate Kentucky. I don't even know why do we have to bring Kentucky up.
But if we can go down there to Georgia and win that game, we're winning the East, unless we slip up to Missouri or Vandy, which ain't going to happen.
I want 7 tiers.
But yeah, God, can you imagine going to Atlanta? I don't even remember what that's like besides going to the kickoff classic.
But
let's not get ahead of ourselves. One game at a time, fellas.
Yeah, complete hypothetical, but we beat Bama, lose to Georgia, miss the SEC championship game. We're sitting pretty at 11-1.
Playoffs.
I'm just saying, let them beat up on each other. They can't turn down an 11-1 SEC team that lost to the SEC champ or undefeated if Georgia wins.
Exactly. All right. Well, there's obviously a lot on the line this weekend, but hey, we're appreciate everybody listening. You can find the podcast on anywhere you get podcasts, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcast at. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Just look Section YY8 Podcast. We are now on Instagram. And I've got several people have put us in their story while we've been recording this episode, like, give my boys a listen to the guys. So maybe that'll get the listenership up a little bit. We'll see. But I've piddled around and not got my koozies made. And I was looking up stuff today, and it's going to be a little ways out. So I don't know if I'm going to do that yet or not. But anyways, as the Skybox says, just win the damn game. JWTDG. There'll be stickers coming out soon, I've heard, through the grapevine. So just win the damn game.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. For Harbin, special guest, appreciate you coming on. We'll have
Thanks,
you back. We'll have you back. For Gavin, I didn't see his cat tonight. And for Big Montana, this is Negative Nease, and we'll see you guys next week on the Section YY8 podcast.